Hello my dudes and welcome back to Minecolonies Byzantine. Oh my god, did he say it right for the first time? Maybe I did. So last episode we got the walls built and they're huge and amazing. But one thing it highlighted for me was my massive need for more automation and production around the colony. So check out what I've done between episodes. Right, so the big thing we need to expand and upgrade is the industrial district. If we want to get the colony more automated, we're going to need a few more production buildings. So I expanded the seawall around a bit and tidied things up over here. And it's looking very, very cool. Now, as you can see, the stonemason's hut is now up to level 2, as is the sifter's hut. It's got those extra bricks, looking very cool. But we're going to need a way to get more brick automation. Basically, what I need to do is build 2 more buildings over here. What are they going to be? Well, they're going to be stone smelteries. So let's jump in and jump to it. Now, I've got the sniffles today, a little bit of a cold, but the show absolutely must go on. There's no way I could deprive you guys of another episode of Byzantine. Yeah, that's right, that's 2 in a row now. I'm going to get it right from now on, I hope. So yeah, but also I was busting at the chops to get this colony up and running. Basically, I want to be able to let my builder go off, upgrade like a courier's hut or something to level 2 or 3, and not have to worry about manually giving him the materials, because it takes so long. I don't mind gathering all of the diorite, all of the andesite and things, because that's pretty easy. The problem is smelting all the bricks takes forever. So that's why this episode, we're going to be building the stone smeltery. So check it out, the stone smeltery is a pretty easy build. I think I have all of the materials for this. Now we're actually going to be doing something crazy this episode. We're going to be building 2 of the same building. Now why are we doing that? I hear you cry. Well, the big reason is smelting bricks takes forever, and there's no way to speed that up, really. So what we've got to do is have 2 buildings dedicated to this. Now I've measured things up, and it looks like this area over here that we've prepared, next to the wall, is just about the right amount of room for a couple of stone smelteries. Basically, 2 of these are going to be really important so we can get 2 smelters on the go, blazing through the bricks we need for the build. So let's take a look. It's a nice big open space here. There's lots of grassland to clear out. We can help the builder with that right now. So much quicker for us. And now let's try and get a view up on high so we can place these buildings properly. Now it's only 7 sleeps until Christmas. That's pretty freaking exciting. So my question for you guys is, I want to ask you, what is your favorite Christmas song? We've had Christmas movies, Christmas presents, but the third question, the big one, for me is always, what is your favorite Christmas tune? Now for me, it's always going to be Fairy Tale of Sipsco because that is a classic. But let me know in the comment section which one is your favorite Christmas song, the one you actually don't mind hearing when it comes on in the supermarket, and I will like and heart the comment. So here we go, the stone smeltery, level 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're looking for the front door. This kind of looks like the front door, but we'll spin it around in case it's not. No, yeah, that's definitely the front door. Now basically what I think is we can fit one here and right next to it, just have 2 in a row. But the big thing we want to make sure happens is we don't get in the way of these new stairs, and we leave plenty of room for a road to connect all of this up. So we're going to move this forwards just a little bit. There we go, nice little path can come down here. Then we'll bring this over so we can have a little bit of a road going through, but not a big one. And yeah, we should have enough room for 2 of these. So start the ball rolling, level 1, there we go, tick the box. Now what we're going to do is we're going to right click on the actual block itself. What this will do is it will try and place the building directly on top of the previous one. Oh, whoops. So right click. Wait, shift right click? No. Yeah, shift right click. Craftsmanship, masonry, stone smeltery, and move it over by 1. And now it's directly on top of the previous building. Now I think buildings rotate around their building blocks. When we rotate this, it should be a perfect mirror. Oh yeah, look at that, it's directly on top. And now we can simply just shuffle this over to the left, and I think maybe lower it down by 1, so it looks a bit more, you know, reasonable. Like that. Make sure again it doesn't interact with these stairs over here, because it's really messy when you mess up the walls and stuff. Oh man, yeah, look at that, we've got loads of space. And that way we have a nice big space in between for, again, another road. And we'll pull the trigger on this, boom. Now these buildings are going to be so essential going forward, so we've got to get these built straight away. Man, but on the subject of Christmas tunes, there are some real bangers out there. Yeah, Fairy Tale of New York or Sipsco is a classic, one of my favorites. There's a Kelly Clarkson one, bit of a newer one, but you know, I love it. Also, Mariah Carey, always a classic. So what are we going to say here? Build options, and I think we're going to have to get the 2 local builders, Jensen and Leo on this, because you know what? We don't want the girls going all the way across the river for these small, tiny builds. So here we go, the 2 stone smelteries are now going up. Now this is going to be a very good experiment because this is an identical building that we're having the builders build next to each other. Now one of them needs a little bit more land dug out than the other, but not that much. So I wanted to see which builder was quicker, and by far and away, it was Jensen that was quicker on the right than Leo on the left. And I really couldn't explain why. They've both got very similar stats, it's the same build, the same materials, and they're the same distance from the buildings. So what could it have been? It's very weird. In fact, Jensen was so much quicker that he even got the stone smeltery on the right up to level 2 before Leo had even finished building the first one to level 1. And that is really, really, really strange. But Leo did get there in the end, and because he was so slow, we actually decided to use Jensen to get this building up to level 2, because come on Leo, pick up the pace. Anyway, once this is done, I think it's time to go into the builders and see if we can diagnose the problem, because I do have a couple of theories. But also we're going to have to hire 2 brand new stone smelters, and this is one of the most important jobs on the colony, so we're going to have to cherry pick the very best of the best to get in this role. Oh, so at long last, the buildings are built. Now before we get going and hire some new dudes, let's see if we can diagnose what's wrong with these builders. Now you'll see that my backpack is absolutely full of seeds and saplings and things. And this is because the builder's hut was absolutely full of these things. So I think the major problem we have is that our builder's huts are chock-a-block full of junk that they really don't need. So let's head on over and see how we can clear that up. Now we have some dudes being idle in the courier's hut, so we know they're not super overworked right now. That's great news, because what we're going to do now is get all of the couriers to come over here to the builder's hut and do a pickup. So basically, when we come over here and do request pickup now, what I think happens is they go through all of these chests, all of these racks, basically get everything out of here and, oh, what's this? Hang on a sec, a clipboard. That's where that went. Aha. Basically, yeah, they remove, oh, and another sleeping bag. That's where that went too. Amazing. And what they'll do is they'll clear out all, oh, and the library. Oh man, how has he got all this stuff? Anyway, they'll remove all of this and that'll give us a fresh, clean slate for the builders who, will not have to worry about having so much junk in their inventories. Basically, yeah, builders move stuff around their backpack and these racks a lot. So when these are full, it really impedes their progress. So we'll request a pickup over here at Jensen's hut as well, and now that should get everything from out here into the warehouse. And that brings me to another point. So basically our warehouse is getting really, really, really full. Every single level that we upgrade, oh my god, yeah, that looks rammed. Every single level that we add to the warehouse will increase its capacity. So I reckon the next step is basically what we're going to do is we're going to assign this to a builder, build options, and we'll give it to Leo. We'll give him a chance to redeem himself. Now we're going to go and grab something that I haven't used for a long time. It's been on the computer for a while, but we're going to go and grab our builder's scrolls. So here we go. Yeah, the couriers are slowly but surely emptying this out of all of the junk. Yeah, oh yeah, good progress so far. And what we're also going to do is assign this resource scroll to the builder's hut here, Leo's. And now when he pops along, we can see what he needs to build the warehouse. Right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through absolutely every single one of these things and make sure our colony can produce it, starting from the top and going all the way to the bottom. All right, and this is the best way to deal with your building requirements. And what we're going to try and do is get the warehouse to be 100% built off the colony alone. Now, I'm going to provide it with the raw materials, the cobblestone, the wooden logs and things, but we're going to make sure that the sawmill is doing all the sawing, the stonemason is doing all the chipping away, I guess the chiseling, and all of the things needed to build this building are being crafted over here. And this makes sense because when you come over here and look at the crafting recipes, we've got loads of space for loads of this stuff. So let's get going. We're going to need a barrel first. Now, one of the big awkward things about modded Minecraft is it gives you 1,000,001 recipes, and we really don't want this carpenter to try and make barrels out of warped slabs and crossed birch planks. No way. So we're going to clear this out and give him the real recipe right here. So it's, there we go. Wooden planks on the side, slabs on the bottom, and boom, now you know how to make a barrel. And we're going to keep going with this with all of the wood recipes for this build. Okay, so I think that's all of the sawmill recipes done. Now it's time to head up to the stonemason. Oh, get rid of this ugly dirt. and teach this guy the stone recipes. Now this is going to be the guy that uses the bricks to make the beige bricks like you see here. Very good. And again, it works exactly like the sawmill. You'll find the first input over here. We're going to use beige bricks first. Boom, select that, tick, and teach him all of those recipes. Then we're going to border that with, oh, I don't know, some spruce. Like that. Replace that with oak as well. Oak planks, there we go. Teach him all of those. And then we're going to do the same for cream bricks as well. And basically, we're going to go through the list of all the different types of bricks that we use here on the colony. And as you can see, even while we're doing this, the stonemason has stormed on over here and started making all of these things that we're going to need for the warehouse. That's really good news. But also, he's going to be making things for all kinds of things we've got queued upgraded around the colony, like the courier huts. But there's a lot of recipes to get through, and this will take a long time to do. But the best way to think about it is don't get disheartened. It'll take you a long, long time, but do as many as you can, and stop there, and then when you finally find something that your builder can't do, you can come over one by one and add every recipe slowly after the fact. It'll take some time, but it's worth doing. Stonemason is having some trouble with the door. You okay, Kapulka? You just slamming the door in your face over and over? Believe me, Kapulka, I've had days like that too. But if you'll excuse me. So a quick look, and as you can see, all of this stuff is slowly getting shifted over to the builder. That's amazing news. Now there's a couple of things I missed here. The polished granite. Okay, let's go back in here and get that configured. But these are regular recipes, not weird ones. So here we go. So the stonemason, how to make polished granite from granite, then how to turn that into stairs, boom, then how to turn that into slabs. And there we go. And let's do walls as well while we're here. Okay, so that's the stonemason almost fully configured. There might be things that we've missed, but we'll deal with them as they occur in the build scroll as the builder says, hey, I can't get this. What's up? Now, next up, there's a couple of other important things we're going to need to do. And that's the colony flag banner. Now, we haven't quite taught this to him yet, but the guy who makes this is the Fletcher. He's the guy that deals with wool and string, and a banner is mostly wool and string. So over to Byzantine Hills. So here we are over at the Fletcher, and we need to teach him how to make a colony banner. Now, this is a big one because basically, yeah, we'll remove the black wool. We want to give him just regular old white wool. That's the safest. But boom, yeah, basically, the colony banner occurs everywhere. Our builders love to splash them around. So this is a very important recipe for him to know. Anything else we need to do while we're over here? Not to my knowledge, no. So what about a rack? Who makes a rack? Well, this is going to be confusing. But basically what we can do is take a look over here. And yeah, oh, it looks like either the carpenter or the blacksmith can make this. So we'll give it to the carpenter because we need the blacksmith recipe spaces. So here we go, crafting recipes, teacher recipe. We want to give him the rack. Where was it? Quite tricky to find these sometimes. There we go. Now he's going to ask for a special kind of wood, but no, we don't want to give him cherry planks. That sucks. We're going to give him regular old oak ones to make the rack with. Boom, there you go. Now he has the recipe and he can make nuggets, so he should be okay with that. So there's only one more tricky thing on the list of things we need to make. Everything else here is kind of covered, but the weird thing that we're going to need to grab is a framed sea lantern. Now we can make this ourselves. It's going to need a block of gold, which we have. What we don't have though is a sea lantern. So how do we make a sea lantern? I don't think I've ever made one of these. Oh no, that's pretty simple. Prismarine crystals and prismarine shards, and I'm fairly sure that our fisherman has been fishing these up, so we should have plenty of those in the actual warehouse. So here we go, click on the chest down in the bottom right, prismarine, and oh yeah, look at this, 400 and 400, boom, let's grab these. So, oh, there's one, thank you very much. Whoa, 21 diamonds, when did we get those? Oh, look at that, the honey is coming in thick and fast, amazing. So we've got the gold, we've got the sea lantern. I'm going to craft this, give it to our guys, and we should be able to get our builder to 100% complete this warehouse off the backs of the colony. That's amazing. So okay, there's just one thing holding us up now. We're going to need to make beige, brown, and cream bricks, as well as regular bricks, which means we need to get the stone smelters up and running. So let's head on over there and hire some primo stone smelters. We're looking for the best of the best here, people that can storm through a stack of clay like a hot knife through butter. And I think the best way of doing things, the best way of hiring new dudes, is basically just to pick from the knights. The knights are just there as like a stopgap, like a temporary employment until you get a real job. So first up, the stone smeltery needs a fuel, and now that the miner's in full swing, we're going to give them charcoal. That does mean we're going to need to get a mechanic up to make the charcoal, but for now we can make it manually and plow it in the warehouse. Now here we go, manage workers, show employed, and let's pick from the knights the best person for the job. Now we're looking for athletics and dexterity, and who's got a good one? Oh, look at this! Biridan B, you're being promoted. Get off the front line, son. You're our new stone smelter over here. And in the building next door, let's pop on over here. And who are we going to hire now? Oh yeah, look at this. Cheesy the doctor. Well, you are being promoted, my friend. Not to a doctor, but you're no longer an archer. You're going to be a stone smelter as well. Amazing. But what else is there to configure over at the stone smelter? Well, we obviously have to teach these guys the recipes for the bricks they need to make, and these are smelting recipes, so they're not too tricky to do. So boom, there's clay into bricks, but how do we make beige bricks? Well, let's look it up. It's a mixture of gravel and bricks, so it looks like the stonemason is the guy that makes beige, cream, and brown bricks. But there's more things we can teach this guy. For one, he's going to need to know how to make cobblestone into stone. And there's a handy infographic on the side of the block that shows you exactly what happens there. So clay into bricks, clay blocks into terracotta, stone into stone bricks, and cobblestone into stone. Now that's a good point. Actually, we should get the terracotta recipe in here pretty quickly too. And boom, there we go. That's one stone smeltery set up. Now I'll set up the other stone smeltery, and then we can head over to the stonemason. And so here we go, back over at the stonemason, and yeah, there's even more recipes to teach, but these are pretty important ones. Beige bricks, this is how you do it, just regular bricks and gravel, my friend. Boom. Then we're going to need cream bricks, which is gravel and sandstone. Boom. You're going to need to know how to make sandstone. So that's combining sand into sandstone. And last but not least, the brown bricks. These are a little bit rarer, but still pretty important and do pop up around the colony from time to time. So there we go, that is absolutely everything locked and loaded and ready to rock. Now all we need to do is move some things over from my computer, like sand, gravel, clay, and cobblestone, I guess, maybe some diorite and some granite, so that that's in the warehouse and ready to go out to the stonemason and the carpenter. But this episode we've hired 2 stone smelteries, got those fully configured, and that's amazing, they're ready to rock. We fixed our builders, and we're going to upgrade this warehouse to level 3. That's amazing. So a massive thank you for watching, guys. It's almost Christmas, pretty exciting. Next episode, I think we're finally going to be able to go over to the retail district and wrap up those final few buildings and make it look all nice and shiny. I want it to be a really impressive place where people will love to go to shop. And also, since our colony is almost fully automated, I'm going to be able to slowly, over time, upgrade things like the insulays, the university, get all those primed so that our builders in the background can do all the magic of upgrading those buildings. I've been Sjin, a massive thank you for watching this episode. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and until next time, take care.